Hi guys, it's Nicole here with the 411 Mamas, and I'm outdoors today filming this for you guys, and my kids are playing here on their decks, so I apologize if you get. But I wanted to share really quickly my tips for how to have a smoother morning, especially if you have a child or children that's of school age. My eldest daughter just started preschool, so this has been a bit of a challenge for us, trying to adjust to a new bedtime routine as well as a new morning time routine. So a couple of key points that I think are really essential in ensuring that you have the smoothest morning possible, or as often as you possibly can. The first thing I would highly recommend is to maintain a regular bedtime routine. And I did a video on this on my main channel, which I will link down below if you're interested in seeing what we do and how we do it for our bedtime routine for 3 toddlers pretty much. Maintaining a regular bedtime routine, I feel, is the most crucial thing to ensure that you have a smooth morning, tantrum and meltdown free, making sure that they have enough rest and that mommy has enough rest kind of can prevent any unwanted crabbiness all around. The next important thing I think is consistency, mainly so that your kids always know what to expect, and also for you just to maintain that schedule and always be consistent. The third thing I think is really important is independence. Teaching your kids to be independent as early on as you possibly can, and I'll mention some examples of this later in the video. The fourth thing I think is really important is more so for mommy. Always make sure to allot an extra 5 or 10 minutes for mommy time in the morning, so that you have enough time to get ready for yourself and to feel good, and that pretty much will help you jumpstart your day and jumpstart your mood overall, I think, at least in my opinion. So moving on to details of having a smooth morning. First thing, the night before, always make sure to prepare everything ahead of time. That way you're not running around like a crazy person in the morning trying to get everything last minute, or risk the chance of forgetting something such as lunch or lunch money or so forth. So prepare everything the night before, check homework and all that, and make sure all papers are ready to go back to school, that their book bag and their jacket and maybe shoes and scarf and so forth, especially if it's winter, is already lined up and ready to go, so they can just put it on in the morning. And also preparing clothes, preparing what their outfits are going to be for the night before is such a time saver in the morning. I do this for not only for my daughter that's in school, but for my 2 little ones and for myself, so that way in the morning all our outfits are ready to go. Second thing I think is really good, and it also teaches them independence, is to set an alarm for them, however young or old that they are. Have a little alarm clock or whatever it is that they have in their room, and set an alarm for them, so that way they can get used to the idea of an alarm going off and waking up to it and knowing, okay, it's time for school. I did this a lot with my stepdaughter when she used to live with us, and she was so good with her alarm. She would even set her own alarm and always wake up like clockwork. And funny thing enough, my 4.5-year-old hears the alarm in the morning and she gets up and she's like, oh, it's time to go to school. So I think starting that early on will get them into the habit and routine, and also teaches them independence. Third thing is pretty much their morning routine, whether they're showering in the morning or the night before. Making sure that's done, brushing their teeth. For my little one, I make sure she uses the potty first thing in the morning, then brushes her teeth and washes her face because she showers the night before, and gets dressed, and then I fix her hair and she goes downstairs. So the fourth thing after they're all dressed up and ready to go pretty much is breakfast time. So while you get their breakfast ready, either let them read a book, or if you don't mind, letting them watch a couple cartoons in the morning, just depending on your personal preference in your family. Just let them do something quietly so that you can get breakfast ready and they can just calmly sit there and wait for the breakfast and get started to eat. Important side note for us, I usually get my daughter that's in school ready first, and while she's sitting eating her breakfast is usually the time that I will go and wake up my 3-year-old and my almost 2-year-old and get them ready separately. I just want her to get used to the idea of getting used to the schedule on her own, and just having her have that feeling of independence and accomplishment every morning, just to know that, okay, it's her own time to get ready for school, at least until next year, until my second starts. So the fifth thing that we do is I make sure everybody goes to the potty before we go, and we pack up her lunch together. And then the sixth thing is getting her shoes and jackets and book bags, etc., whatever we need, out the door and ready to go and jump in the car That's seats. Pretty much our morning routine as far as what we do before getting out the door, and so far it's been working out pretty good and pretty smoothly. It's a whole different story once we get to the school, and my little ones are sad to see that their sister is gone for 6 hours of the day, but you know, that's something that we're all going to have to adjust to in due time. So I hope that this helps some of you, and if you guys have any tips and pointers for me, since I'm kind of starting this all over again, please leave them in the comments down below. And as always, thank you for watching 411 Mamas, and don't forget to like us on Facebook, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye!